it's
Hey.
I
am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and technical guy behind Keto Chow. Anyway, if you're brand new to Keto Chow, you should be aware of Steve Clemison.
He's right here.
Also known
Hey
as
there, it's Steve from Serious Keto.
Yeah! Well, welcome everybody. So, sorry, we forgot to set this up right.
Weirdly weird.
We wanted to have Steve on for a special announcement, right, Steve?
Yes.
So
special, I didn't even know it was coming.
I feel that.
There was a little bit of mess up on the scheduling, but it's here, we need to scoot over. Scoot
Why are you off the screen? What the heck?
Well, our team is messing around. They're testing out some stuff.
Team.
Our team. Anyway, there's some stuff going on with the set.
Construction-y.
Yes. But, Steve, did you want to make the announcement?
Yes.
Should we lead up to it a little bit first?
Sure.
Yes.
Let some more people get in and kind of give a little bit of backstory.
Yeah. Well, first off, people keep on saying, like, hey, Chris, I want more savory flavors. And are you aware of what my response to that has always been?
I'm speaking as you. This is the Chris quote. I'm not going to make any more savory flavors.
True that.
And people then come back to me and say, Chris says he's not making any more savory flavors. And I said, yes, but you need to take Chris literally very often. Yeah. He's saying he won't create new savory flavors. He didn't say Steve won't create some new savory flavors.
Yeah. So now this is something that you've been working on for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, I've got my book here. This is my recipe book. I always feel like Hans Gruber whenever I take it out. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mystery Guest. So I looked through it, and I started over a year ago on a couple of new flavors, and I had had the two flavors I wanted to make initially were a Wisconsin cheddar cheese beer soup.
Oh, that sounds good.
Did not work. Cheese is just such a hard flavor to get. No matter how much you add, the flavor is too supple.
Yeah.
Inside joke. Me and Chris.
Yes, supple, yes.
So, and I tried so many different variations of it. I have so many different flavor compounds, and I couldn't get it to work. So then I tried French onion soup, and couldn't get that to work. And a lot of these things wound up having like 6-7 different flavor compounds, and I'm measuring them out in tenths of a gram to try and get the recipes right. Couldn't get French onion soup to work. So I thought, well, what else could I do that would be usable in recipes? Because I think that's what makes Keto Chow fun. It's not just you've got a bunch of shakes. I don't know how many recipes you've got out on your website, but use it to cook. So I'm like, what else could I try? And I thought cream of mushroom soup and loaded baked potato soup. Unfortunately, loaded baked potato I couldn't make happen. Again, I've got a list here how many different flavors I added to that. Yeah. Same thing with the mushroom soup. I was adding like wine flavoring and thyme and all of these different things, and eventually realized simpler is better. Just concentrate on getting the main flavor. So loaded baked potato became baked potato. You can load it yourself. Right. And cream of mushroom stayed cream of mushroom, but became a lot more mushroomy. And I have been working then the past just feverishly since first I sent them to you, and maybe you can talk about the whole approval process and how long it took to get through manufacturing.
It did, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want me to talk about it right now?
Well, I thought we'd then lead up to this week and how I've been working just frantically on creating recipes.
Yeah, so you submitted a version of it. You mailed it off in a. Actually, I still have the envelope. Mm-hmm. And it was really funny because it came, or not. It was not an envelope. It was a box. It came, and my entire office smelled like potato. Like it was nuts how much it smelled like potato, and people would like walk in there like,
Are you eating potatoes? Like,
What
no,
is-
we
Are
don't
you
eat
cheating?
potatoes.
Are you cheating on
Just like
keto?
potatoes.
yeah. And it's a very distinct smell. It actually
Mhm.
what it smells like is someone is making
Like a baked potato.
mashed
dough.
potatoes.
Okay.
That's what it smells like to me. You know, when you're boiling the potatoes and you have that smell. And so yeah, Miriam and I tested it out. I think maybe there was a little bit of back and forth
Tweaking.
with you. You changed some stuff.
Well,
Um,
I was originally using the beef protein.
That's right. And I think that the milk protein actually works better.
Yeah.
It mixes better,
Yeah.
I think, and it does kind of make the flavor stand out, I think, a little bit more. And if you want beef, then mix it with beef broth or something, especially
Right.
the mushroom soup.
Or chunks of beef. That smell.
Yummy.
Especially for like a couple of people who are like, what about beef stroganoff?
Yeah.
Have you made beef stroganoff with the cream of mushroom soup one?
No, but you could very easily. In fact, I'll talk about the recipe videos that are now going to be upcoming in a few minutes, as well as some of the things I'm working on, or maybe there will be, if some other content creators and Keto Chow chefs want to take the ball and run with some of my other ideas that I haven't tested yet. I'm not, I have no sort of ownership issues in terms of recipes. So the more the merrier.
So
But anyhow, we couldn't get
Yeah.
the beef protein. Instead, we used the milk protein. That slowed things down.
Yeah.
What else happened?
Well,
Trying to
we
remember.
got the stuff, and it takes a while to get it into production.
We have to get pricing, and we have to make
all
sure
that
that
stuff.
we can source the ingredients, because you can always get it for testing, but that doesn't mean you can get it. And then you also have to figure out how to get it for the right price. And we are, crazy about it has to be sugar free. So even if you get the flavoring, like, we have to double check and make sure this is what we ordered, this is what we specified, this is what we tested, so that it would go into production correctly.
But finally, we got the stuff, and when it went into production, we didn't even have the packaging ready yet. They just were mixing it, and I'm like, okay, I need some of this as soon as you can get it, so I can send some to Steve so that he can get making recipe. Because that was one of the big things, and you talked about this earlier, was using this as an ingredient in stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to your other soups. They stand on their own, but they really kind of come to life once you start doctoring them up and using them as a base for something else. So, when I created the baked potato soup and the cream of mushroom, it met with my approval eventually, and then I had my wife try it, I had my son try it, I had my daughter try it, sent it to you guys, you tried it, and it's solid on its own. But once you start making recipes, that's when you start really tickling the itch for potatoes. You're like, wow, this is like mashed potatoes, or this is like potato soup. So, or no, I'm not going to tell you the next one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But,
so yeah, and the thing is too, what you've mentioned before, you mentioned this with pecan sticky bun, that the production version, they seem to wind up tasting better. I don't know if it's just because I haven't had all my materials sealed in a airtight container or something like that, and gradually they lose a little bit of their oomph. But the production versions always seem to taste a little bit better than the ones that I make at home.
Yeah, it's because they're made with love.
Yeah.
No, I make mine with just anger and the eye of Sauron.
For some reason, it reminds me of I'm not vegetarian because I love animals. I'm vegetarian because I hate plants. Anyway.
Right. I like plants.
Okay, so
now I noticed the price on this, 5.5.
It's because it's taking off the zero. I don't know. It's $5.50, but
one of the things we had to do, normally you limit me to 2 grams of total flavoring, and to get each of these where I really wanted them, I had to go up 3 grams, or go up to a total of 3 grams to get the right combination of mushroom flavors and to get the appropriate degree of potato oomph.
Yeah. But we
So
kept it the same.
you let me do that, which I appreciate, but you wouldn't let me tack on of ultimate awesomeness on both of the flavors.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And who was it?
I made you take the unicorn off.
Yeah,
Too.
no, that was it. There was,
That was
actually a
original
guy on
packaging.
when you were being interviewed by Dr. Barry.
Oh yeah.
Rush. There was a guy who goes by Rush. He's like, maybe you shouldn't put flippant like jokes in the names of your products, and I'm like,
yeah. Or maybe we should.
That was Steve.
You know what? I'm not hurt. You're gonna have to poke at me harder than that to
We've
hurt
done a
Steve's
lot
feelings.
of things that are weird, so it's fine.
It's true. We have done a lot of things that are weird. So, and we hit him on this a little bit already, but can you tell us some of the recipes that you've been coming up with?
Did you get the email I sent you with the recipes and unpublished video links? I sent that off to you.
There it is. Here we go. The first 5 recipes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I was frantically recording. You'll notice that these videos are not up to my already somewhat low standards in terms of their video content. It's certainly not Black Tie Kitchen caliber by a long shot. But I pulled together 5 videos this week on top of the other 4 that I was releasing. Nice. So it was a brutal schedule. You'll see some reused footage on a couple of the videos just because I'm like, all right, I'm not shooting, a full intro and outro to 5 videos. I'm just going to copy and paste and,
Yeah.
So here are the recipes that are going to be coming out, and I suppose maybe I'll start releasing them today. I don't know. But I already have a video today. I already did the Keto Chow February reveal.
Yes, which Colton was hilarious.
Oh.
Just straight up hilarious. And then it's like, well, he's gone. Okay, well.
But then he still came back again, to mug for the camera one last time. And then I've already got my cooking video for tomorrow set. So I don't know if I'm just going to start, releasing them on Saturday and just, have a week worth of videos. But here's what's coming.
My recommendation, just speaking here, would be release. It's going to be a couple days before people
even get it.
Okay.
So
it'd be more important that people know like the name of the recipe.
Okay.
Which you're probably going to tell them right now if I stop interrupting you.
Yeah, gosh.
And then the actual video can come on a different cadence later on. Mm-hmm. But as long as they know what the name of the recipe is going to be, I think that's where you want to go.
So this is what it's going to be. The order of videos. First is going to be the loaded baked potato soup. And if you're wondering, do I need to go out and get any special ingredients? Turnips, if you consider turnips special, and optionally xanthan gum if you don't have any.
Okay.
Ideally perfected xanthan gum, because the reason I like that is because that can just be whisked into anything. You don't need the sheer force of a blender.
Oh, okay. That's a big deal, actually.
It's great. Like if you're doing a pan sauce or something where you got chunks of stuff in there that you don't necessarily want to blend up, perfected xanthan gum is good. And I include a link to that in the videos that use it. But if you already just have regular xanthan gum, I would just add it at the same time you add the Keto Chow and blend.
Okay.
All of the recipes I do with an immersion blender because I do them in the pot. If you want, you could heat up all the ingredients and throw them into a blender and do it that way, and then transfer it back to a pot and then add the chunky stuff. But that's it for special ingredients. I tried to make sure that these were things that odds are you have either in your pantry, in your fridge, or is readily available at the grocery store. It's not, you don't have to go someplace special to get some modernist cuisine ingredients or something like that. So we've got the loaded baked potato soup. That'll be the first video. The second video is cream of mushroom soup, Campbell's style. So what you're used to for a cream of mushroom soup out of a can, only better.
So as opposed to like the sort of thing that you would get in a fancy restaurant, this is more Campbell style.
This is more Campbell style.
Okay.
2 days later will be more of the restaurant style. Ooh. But in between the 2 mushrooms will be the mashed potatoes. So using cauliflower, similar to my silky smooth whipped cauliflower recipe, but now with the addition of some potato keto chow.
Yeah, and
And the cool
you
thing about
told me
this,
about that one, and I was super excited about that. You're like, we just had this. It's the best mashed potatoes or mashed
pretend
potatoes.
potatoes
Yeah,
ever.
that's
so
cool.
and and the cool thing is, one packet of keto chow will get you 2 batches. If you're talking a standard head of cauliflower, in the 600-gram range, half a packet will work for you. Incidentally, on the video, you'll see that my wife bought me the Guinness World's Record holder for cauliflower. This thing was about the size of a basketball. It was like close to 1,500 grams.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
So,
funny.
I mean, it was ginormous. Um,
that's like
so that's recipe
3
three.
or 4
Recipe
pounds.
4 will be a mushroom bisque. So this is now
Oh,
the
fish.
fancy restaurant style.
Mhm.
So, you're sauteing, not canned mushrooms. You're using fresh mushrooms of your choice. And then I actually drain the mushrooms and the butter into a bowl so that the butter gets all mushroom infused that you then use to make your keto chow with.
Nice.
And the optional ingredient in that, if you want, and it's completely optional, is a tablespoon of dry sherry if you want to kind of make it a little fancier and up it. I mean, if you want, you could probably add a little bit of thyme as well, but this is, it's just so rich and decadent. It uses a full stick of butter. So it's pretty awesome. And
I
then
don't have
the
a problem with that.
final of my 5 recipes that I've done so far is a New England style clam chowder using the baked potato soup.
Excuse me, it's chowder.
Chowder. Well,
Shout out.
you'll notice how I spelt it in the email that I sent you.
Yeah,
I do, in fact, spell it chowder.
yeah, that's the official name now.
So the 3, I wonder if it's down at the bottom of the email I think I sent you. The 3 things I want to work on that are on the top of mind right now is I would like to try using that potato flavoring in Heavenly Fans fries.
Oh.
So for people who don't know what that is, can you
Yeah.
just quickly, like, or not quickly, either way, it's up to
So
you.
Heavenly Fan, another YouTube content creator, she is vegan keto, wonderful, wonderful woman,
Yeah.
super smart, just a great all around human being. I did an interview with her on my channel at one point, but she was experimenting trying to make some pasta and I think overused some xanthan gum and wound up creating something that, she's like, wow, this is not a noodle. What should I do with this? I'm just going to throw it in some oil and fry it up and see what happens. And they became sort of like French fries, but they didn't taste like potato. They were just, I guess, a ketchup delivery mechanism.
Right.
But, there have been some people that have tried making them taste more like potato. I know that One-on-One Flavors has a mashed potato flavoring. I tried that. There's nothing going on there. I've heard, some people using actual potato flakes saying, okay, all right, we're going to up the carbs. Technically, this is more low carb than keto.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that, but I thought, okay, I wonder how much of this potato keto chow I would need to combine with Heavenly Fan's recipe to create something that tastes like a real French fry. Or, could you add it to like some riced cauliflower and some sort of a binder and make tater tots?
Right.
I don't know.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Ooh.
I want
The
to
other
see that.
thing that I was thinking about doing is the cottage cheese chips that I do in the oven. That was, I mean, I think that those started off like as a TikTok video, and then the Keto Twins did it in the microwave. And I think they've added like potato flakes or something to that as well. Their microwave version. I, again, don't have potato flakes, so I haven't tried it. But one of the things I found is that when I add a tablespoon of any flavor of keto chow to the cottage cheese chips, they spread out a lot more. They get thinner and crispier.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking trying the baked potato keto chow in that and see if I can get something that, is probably like extra crispy Pringles or something.
Oh, that sounds so amazing.
And then Terry's suggestion is that we create Swedish meatballs using the mushroom soup.
Ooh.
So Swedish meatballs in a mushroom gravy sauce.
Yum.
But, you got things like, what would it be like if I put it in meatloaf or whatever. So I'm really excited to see what sort of recipes the community starts coming up with.
Yeah.
But mine will start going live, I guess, pretty soon here. Maybe on Tuesday I'll start publishing them, and publish Keto Chow recipes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, it's going to screw up my video now because my intro says, I'm going to be making, I'm going to release these 5 in a row, but back on Monday I'll be back to my regular schedule. So now that's not true.
Well, you can release the other ones first and then that one last. I don't know.
I don't know. Or I just dump them all this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, as long as I got you both here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pecan sticky bun, is that going to stay a seasonal flavor, or is that going to become a full-time flavor? I keep getting people asking me about it, so I figured I'd put you on the spot.
I don't remember off the top of
my recollection from the last, this is still up in the air, but my recollection is we were looking at the sales numbers and it was getting to the point where I think it might be switching over to full-time. Please do not hold me to that. We were talking about a lot of different flavors, but from what I recall, it would be. I think it's going to be switching over to a full-time flavor.
So I just saw a comment, not ordering the cream of mushroom because of a mushroom allergy in the family. When we have Keto Chow flavors, like strawberries, for example, or peanut butter, are there allergens in those that would affect people that have those specific allergies?
Sometimes yes. And this is actually a really good thing to talk about. Good question, because we have an FAQ about what's in our natural flavors and what even is a natural flavor. Natural just means that it occurred in nature that way. And the best explanation I can give is if you distill water, you have natural water. You vaporize it, you extract it from something else. That's naturally occurring water. If you take a fuel and burn it, you create water out of the hydrogen and the carbon. That would be an artificial water. Even though chemically, molecularly, it's the same stuff. If you're using, it was created. The functional difference between a natural flavor and an artificial flavor is essentially meaningless in the way that stuff is currently produced, but the FDA has very strict requirements about natural versus artificial. I digress.
Okay.
But a lot of the flavors that we use will say it's a natural type flavor, which means that it tastes like the thing that it says it tastes like, but it doesn't contain that thing. If that makes any sense. But for instance, our pistachio flavor is a pistachio type flavor. It does not contain actual pistachio nuts that could cause an allergy. With the mushroom soup and the potato soup, I forgot to do the legwork on that ahead of time. I'll need to find out. We just have to contact the flavor manufacturer and say, hey, here are the flavors that were used in a particular thing. Can you tell me if it contains
mushrooms,
this specific allergen?
Like actual. We do know like pina colada has actual pineapple in it.
Yep. But
it's in the natural flavor, and so it's under 0.02 amounts of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
So it's mushroom flavoring. It doesn't have chunks of mushroom.
Definitely not.
But I will need to find out.
Of mushroom into it.
I'll need to find out for people who have allergies to mushrooms, if it contains actual mushroom, and if so, which specific varieties.
Yes.
I
don't have that information right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
So,
well, I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't actively paying attention to that whole thing, but I was simultaneously thinking about my video release schedule, and what I'm going to do is the members only video. So for those folks who are not channel members, paid channel members, here's a little info for you. People who are channel members, they get to see my videos a little bit early, sometimes a day early, sometimes a week early. And I've got one that I've already released to them, which was going to be the one that everyone would see tomorrow. But I think instead what I'll do is I'll push that to next Friday, and then just over the next handful of days, just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then probably next Tuesday and Thursday, release my Keto Chow cooking videos. That's what I'm
Okay,
thinking.
that would work. Speaking of your members only videos, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but you have a members only video where you talk about Nick Norwitz's Oreo versus statin experiment.
That was that. Well, it's not. It was members only for like 2 days, and then it
Yeah.
was released
So it's
last
really
Monday. So now
Yeah,
it's
so
everybody. Everybody could see that. Everybody could see that video. It's not a secret anymore.
Yeah, I actually sent that to him because I was talking to
and he
him
didn't even take a picture with them.
face to
I'm like,
face
what the heck, Chris?
when you posted that.
Well, and I think I called him like Nick Horowitz
And that's
the
fine.
video.
He was okay with that.
I'm sure it's a mix-up that happens.
But that's a really good. By the way, and not to shill you, but I will totally shill you. If you're interested in supporting Steve's stuff, becoming a paid channel member of his YouTube channel is freaking amazing because you do get the stuff early, and you get stuff that other people don't get. Like there's a Keto Chow giveaway that I totally could have entered as a member.
Yeah.
That
I was thinking
totally
about announcing that you won all three drawings. Congratulations to Chris Bair, Miriam Bair, and Lynette Zog.
Yeah. No, I always don't include the hashtag that is required to join the giveaway because.
So yeah, in terms of giveaways, I'm not actually allowed to list that as one of the perks per Keto Chow because then they see that, I guess, as gambling, like you're paying for an opportunity to win something. So I just say, no, it's just something I do because all of these people are helping support the channel. It literally, it accounts for about 20% of my YouTube revenue. So it's no small thing. And periodically I'll do live chats. Sometimes I'll do a kitchen live stream where I'm working on a recipe and people can see kind of behind the curtains what's going on.
Nice.
I haven't done any, I've done one non-members live stream. So just a general public live stream. And that's just, it's too hard without someone who can be monitoring comments and, be a moderator. And I was getting an awful lot of bad behavior. In the comments. You can
turn it on that they have to be subscribed to comment.
Yeah, and you can also you can set it so that they have to be subscribed for like a certain period as well. You can say like at least a day, so you don't have people just getting on and wanting to cause some trouble, and they're like, "Oh, I'll quit subscribe," and then start using a bunch of bad language.
Yep. Now you actually have, because you got some of the for those of you who are just joining us, the baked potato and cream of mushroom soup flavors.
They're prettier.
We got some of that over
like
to
a big
you.
Box right back here.
Nice.
Oh, there's yeah, that's
that's
like
tell
40
anybody
packets
what it was
of each flavor.
But you have a giveaway going on. It's still going on, isn't it?
So I'm going to have, I did the members only giveaway. I said, and it wound up being the same type of giveaway that I did for the general public. So members just got 3 more chances to get in on it. I said, I'll give you 2 packets of the mush. Well, I didn't say what flavor it was, but now it's out. Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
You'll get two of each of the new flavors. So 2 of the potato, 2 of the mushroom, and then 2 of your choice. Just name it. There's a good chance that I have it. Especially if it's pecan sticky bun. And who wouldn't want that, honestly?
Right?
No, it's
so I did that for members, and then I did it for the general public. I just drew the 3 names and replied to their comments. So we'll see if anybody has used my contact form so far. Just one. Congratulations, Ben.
Nice.
But then I'm also... Oh, and then the today when I did the Keto Chow unboxing, I said not only will I give you the Keto Chow February box, I'll also throw in a couple of packets of my flavors.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hook up as many people as possible, especially people that have never had Keto Chow, because I suspect there are a lot of people that the only thing that keeps them from being a repeat customer of Keto Chow is being a first-time customer of Keto Chow.
Okay.
It's
I appreciate that.
It's well, I mean, I think most people know I kind of came kicking and screaming to Keto Chow. I was not.
I get that suggested video every once in a while, and the thumbnail says Fine, I'll try Keto Chow.
Fine.
Well, and then the number of comments, this is still like 3 years later, I get from people that feel like I did you a disservice by doing that review. It's like, hey, dummy, that's not how you're supposed to make keto chow. Chris, what are you trying to do? Destroy Chris's business? I'm like, no, I felt I was doing what it said on the package,
Hey,
and
which
I
is
said,
helpful because how are we going to improve if we don't see these things?
It illustrates where we were deficient in our instructions and where people could go wrong.
Right.
And it shows. I think it's fine.
Yep.
So, back when, my career was continuous improvement and process excellence, I would talk about creating standardized work instructions and say, always give them to the person who's most likely to screw things up, because that's the way you stress test instructions.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
like,
okay, cool, Steve, can you read these and try them? I'm like, wait a second. That just feels like an insult now.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So we just need to be giving them to a kid or something, right?
Yeah.
So don't add melted butter to cold water in a shaker bottle and then think you're going to mix up some keto chow, unless you like chunks of butter.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Now, if you do that, you totally can just heat it up afterwards. Now, have you tried the baked potato and the cream of mushroom just mixed up with butter as a soup, with like not being used as a recipe, but just as a soup?
Not the production version.
Oh, okay.
Just the versions that I was creating along the way.
Okay.
So
what did you think of it?
Well, like I said before, I thought they were good. I mean, it tasted like what they're supposed to taste like if you filtered out all of the other goodies, that are in a regular soup. If you ran cream of mushroom soup, like Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, through a strainer and took out all the bits, that's what this packet of keto chow would taste like.
Yeah.
If you had some baked potato soup and you took out all the flour and made it a little bit runnier and filtered it through a sieve, that's what the baked potato soup would taste like. It is the basis. It's sort of like chicken broth versus chicken soup.
Yes. Okay.
This is the starter. If you want to drink it this way, you can. I wouldn't recommend putting it in a shaker bottle and drinking it cold.
Chris probably will, because he does stuff like that.
No, I put it into a bowl and we ate it with spoons and it was delicious.
Okay.
I did add salt.
Yes, we always add salt to everything.
It's so easy to add it, you can't take it out.
Yep.
I get a lot of people ask, why do you always cook with unsalted butter? And I said, because I want to be in control of the amount of salt that goes in, not from a sodium, concern, but from a flavor concern. If it's too salty, and keto chow itself has got a little bit of a saltiness to it, and then you do salted butter, and then you add salt, suddenly you're like, whoa, okay, salt overload. So I would rather, at least for me, I would rather have people be able to be in control of their own seasoning. So
okay.
Were there any exciting questions or comments or
anything? There were a couple. One thing I wanted to note about the baked potato, at least in my experience mixing it up, it has a very strong potato smell.
Yeah.
The flavor is a little lighter than.
So when you're eating it, smell it at the same
than I
time.
expect the taste to be. It's still
don't eat it with a stuffy nose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you'll lose some of the effect if you're just relying on taste instead of smell, but that comes through really strong, and I'm really looking forward to trying the chowder, and I want to kind of try and make those French fries as well, but.
Well, as I said, I'm a little bit burnt out on recipe making at the moment. So if anybody else is just all full of the desire to take any of these recipes and run with them, if Joe and Rachel want to try and see what they can make, wonderful. If anybody, I don't know who else on your list of influencers that got it early, but I'm sure Two Crazy Ketos got it, so that's why I threw out their name.
They're shooting a RV reality show right now, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I need to probably call Joe and say, by the way,
sorry.
go ahead and release your video right now. So, Anyway, you were going to say if there's some
Yeah,
other.
I don't feel a sense of ownership over all recipes that are made with these, or any of the ones that I've mentioned. If someone takes one of these and tweaks them and makes it better, that's wonderful. I'm glad that I just want people to get some mileage out of these as cooking or baking ingredients. I said at the very beginning, pecan sticky bun. This was my big swing at a sweet flavor, and that anything I wanted to do in the future, I wanted to be an ingredient. I wanted it to be a pantry staple for people,
Gotcha.
and it's my hope that I achieve that with these two flavors.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. I need to. Older Pennsylvanian is having a problem, and I'm going to send that over to the to the web team. Sorry. Team web.
Chris is doing stuff.
There we go. Okay. Anyway.
And I just saw a comment on here. Yeah, I would not attempt to make these into ice cream using the Ninja Creamy either. That's probably.
I mean, if you like really, really cold mashed potatoes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be your first chance to get a brain freeze from mashed potatoes.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, chunks of bacon in there as well, and maybe some.
I don't know
if
we're gonna do that.
If I were putting chunks of bacon in ice cream, I would use the peanut butter flavor because peanut butter and bacon go wonderfully together.
It's fantastic. It's the Elvis, man.
Oh yeah. Throw a little banana in there, a little banana keto chow as well.
Man,
yeah.
Or just do the banana keto chow and then use the bacon and a scoop of natural peanut butter as in the mix-in cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I want to make that really badly.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Steve, we're kind of at the end here, but anything else you wanted to say to the listening audience?
Oh boy, this just caught me by surprise. I mean, I was all penciled in for next Wednesday, and so now I gotta kind of wrap my head around, all the excitement because this came, like I said, unexpectedly.
That's on us. We well, we sent out an email a bit early, so anyway. But thank you for joining us. Thanks for taking some time. And as Bill O'Reilly says, we're doing it live. Anyway.
All right, everybody remember, tomorrow, watch Groundhog Day, the movie.
Yes. Groundhog Day tomorrow?
Right? Ned Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson.
Phil. We for the last about 10 years have watched that every Groundhog Day as a family.
Like the Super Bowl. So we have all the
we do appetizers and stuff.
And guess what we're going to have? Potato chips.
You're going to make them, huh?
Heck yes.
I thought you were going to have some groundhog burgers or something.
No, somebody was suggested. So one thing that we really like to do with our smoker is you take the chubs of sausage and you put them in your smoker.
And just smoke them.
And then you smoke them.
As the circle.
And then you take them out.
And then you slice them.
And that's it.
So good.
So for Groundhog Day, come on.
We're going to have some of that.
All right. So I guess that's it then. Oh, yeah. Someone just mentioned just in terms of allergies and everything that, this is the dairy. This is the milk protein isolate that's in there. So if you have a dairy issue, you'll probably not want these flavors.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I don't know that we're ever planning, Dennis, to release these as beef protein. There's availability issues with the beef protein that precludes us from doing any product development with the beef protein right now.
We got what we got.
So
I still have a big bag, but I'm not sure.
You do.
Don't tell anybody. Just kidding.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Right. Cool. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Groundhog Day, and check out those recipes if you can as soon as possible, just in case there's any errors or anything like that. I'd like to correct them before they go live.
Okay, we will. All right, thank you.
All right,
you have a
cool.
good day. Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for